Coach, you've seen a lot of things at this ballpark, and the outing that Antoine John put out tonight to have a 12-out save is obviously not something you're probably at least used to, at least with a visiting program not used to this ballpark. What are your thoughts, at least on this performance?
Yeah, kid's big league ready, in my opinion. It's the most polished pitcher we've seen all year long. He's good. We knew he was good. We obviously seen the scouting report, and what he's done against other schools is not anything different than he did against us. He's got a good idea what he's doing. But I'm proud of our guys for putting the winning run on second base against him there in the ninth. We had made some adjustments after seeing him one time through, and we were able to put some better swings on him the second time we saw him. So, again, when you put the winning run on base there in the ninth and give us a shot, we have one of our better hitters up there who smoked the ball there with 2 outs right at the shortstop. 5 feet to the left or right, we're celebrating tonight, but didn't work out. But yeah, to answer your question, that kid's pretty good.
Coach, what did you just see from the team in general in that ninth inning that you think you can carry over to the next game?
Same thing I've seen all year. They're resilient. They keep fighting, keep battling. Tough way to lose a game. You get pretty redundant on that, on giving up one big inning and losing a tough game. But we got to bounce back and be ready to go tomorrow.
Coach, what were your thoughts on Ben Jacobs? Only lost the 2 hits, but still has 4 runs on his stat sheet.
Benny was throwing the ball great, and I think let the emotions get the best of him there in the 6th inning off hit batter to lead off the 6th, and that guy was thinking, chirping. Punched out twice before. Right? We're not trying to hit him. Know the game a little bit, but whatever. He got Benny out of his game plan, and Benny took the bait. So I guess kudos to him for getting him out of his game plan, but Benny's got to be better than that and control his emotions better than that and keep attacking the strike zone.
Top 3 to line up going 0 for 12. How important is it for them to kind of set the tone for the rest of the batting order to kind of feed off their energy?
Obviously don't like to have over your top 3 hitters, but those guys have also carried us pretty much the whole year, so I'm not going to come down on them and put any blame on them. They've been great. I'm bet my money they'll bounce back and be good tomorrow.
Coach, what did you tell Brandon before his at-bat in the ninth there?
Just relax, don't do too much, and stay up the middle. So, he smoked the ball up the middle and hit it pretty hard, and that's kind of what, didn't want him to get too big and think he had to try to win the game right there. Just stay within himself and square something up the middle of the field, and he did it. So it's good at bat by him.
You guys had a couple of those times where you hit a ball really well, just went right into the opponent's glove. How big is that for your batters to know that you're seeing the ball scream off the bat like that and knowing that eventually it'll start falling?
That's baseball. Our goal is to go up and put quality bats together and square balls up, but you can't control the results and you can't aim the baseball after you hit it. You go up and try to put a good swing on it and hit a ball hard, and if you do enough of that enough times, you're going to find holes. So that's the game of baseball that we play. Sometimes you hit one off the end and it falls in for a base hit, and the next guy squares one up and it's a line out. That's the game we play. So we just keep putting together good at bats.
Jax Ryan starting the third. Have you seen him outside of that one much ball just settle into that third base role?
It's a tough play. It's not a muff ball. That's just a swinging bunt that it was do or die, and it was. I don't think he gets him if he comes up with that clean anyway. So I'm not concerned about that part of it. But Jax is going to have to carry us. He and Beckett Zborg the remainder of the way will be without New Contradas for the remainder of the year. So having those 2 guys step up is going to be big.
When did you learn that New was necessarily not going to be available? Obviously, it's only been a couple games. When did you make that clear that was not going to be the case?
When we got back from Baylor, we got tests on his hand, and there was a significant injury there. So we're going to be without him, and at least from a hitting and defensive standpoint, the rest of the year. But I haven't ruled out the fact that maybe he could base run for us if we needed him to.
Despite the loss, it was still senior night. Giblin had a nice night. Cromack had a home run. Just want to know your thoughts on kind of the senior class and the impact that they've left this year.
It was neat moment for those guys, neat moment for me. being around some of these guys for 3-4 years, and you know, I'd be lying if I said I didn't get a little bit emotional with a few of those guys that I love these guys, man. They're great kids, and you know, clearly we're not perfect, but at the end of the day, the amount of effort that these guys give me every day, and they have my back, I got theirs, and you know, it's a pretty special feeling and a bond that you get with these guys, especially when you're with them for 4 years. And you know, you see what they go through, the adversity they go through, and the resiliency that they have to keep fighting and keep battling. And then you know, all of a sudden it's 4 years and they got to go after this year. It goes by really fast, but you know, I just really thank them for the memories they've given me, and hopefully I've given them something that they can take with for the remainder of their lives moving forward. So you know, when you look at it in that perspective, it's why we do what we do as coaches. I think at the end of the day, all the noise and all the stuff that's going on outside these walls really doesn't matter. It's the relationships you build with these kids, and hopefully the tools you give them to move on, whether it's in baseball or a different field for the rest of their life, that they can take those tools and be successful and with whatever they do. And I would bet, man, that there's not a kid in there that's not going to be successful leaving out of here. They're a bunch of great kids. It's going to be tough to say goodbye to them, but we're not done yet. So
It's only one game, but what did you learn about Houston tonight? Obviously, veteran coach with a fairly young roster.
We knew coming in that you know, like all these teams. I mean, like, see the Big 12 today. Everybody that was supposed to win lost, right? The records, throw them out the window. They don't matter. Everybody's going to be tough. Anybody can beat anybody. Every underdog tonight except Cincinnati won tonight, and it's just like, okay, if you don't like to lose and you don't accept it, but at the same token, this is a tough conference. You don't look at records. You don't look at what they've done in the past and say, oh, well, this should be a layup. But there's no layups. I don't care who you're playing, and we knew that going in. These guys have some good arms. They got some guys that can make a mistake in the zone that they'll burn you. So we knew that going in. This was no surprise. We knew that they had Antoine Jean, or is that right? John? Not spelled Jean, but John. He's from Montreal, right? Canada, somewhere in Canada. We knew that, shoot, that kid's pretty dang good, and he's going to be a big leaguer really soon, in my opinion. So they have 3 or 4 or 5 other really good arms too that are mid-90s arms. So it's like you look at, you know, an 11-13 conference record. I say flush that down the toilet. They're a lot better than that. So we're going to have to come with our A game, and we can't overlook it. And I'm not saying our guys overlooked it today. We didn't. I think we were ready to play. We just had a tough inning there in the 6th, and it bit us.
How have you just seen the team, both young and old players, just mature and grow as one collective unit over the course of the season now with 2 weeks left in the regular season?
I think sometimes it takes a little time to find your identity, I guess. And it's you know, there are times early on in the year where we're trying to feel each other out and figure out who's going to do what, and figure out what we stand for, and you know, it takes a few games to kind of get that going. And I think, you know, roughly a month ago or so, when we got returned home from, you know, our tough road trip at Cincinnati, who, you know, everyone said stunk, but look at what they're doing. They're a pretty good team. And we lost a couple of heartbreakers, you know, late in the game against them at their place, and you know, we thought the world was ending when we came home. But that's when these guys bonded together and came closer together, and really has formed a personality since then, in my opinion. And you know, hopefully we can bounce back and be resilient from this one, and kind of keep doing what we've been doing.
After that road trip to the Midwest, were there any specific players that you saw kind of stand up, or was it just kind of everyone coming together and realizing what they needed to do?
I think it's that was a collective unit. There was no individual, one player, one person. That was a collective unit decision that we're gonna block out anything external out of these walls and play for us and play for each other. So that's what, at the end of the day, that's what matters. So hopefully they can continue to do that, and you know, we're just gotta get a little bit better, and I'm confident that they will. Hopefully we'll come back and be ready to play tomorrow.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.